Castle, the producer of this motion picture, has a question for you.
Do you believe in ghosts? Some people believe in them, others do not. Personally, I do. And I feel sure that when you leave this theater, you too will believe in ghosts. No more dictation today. When you came in, you were given a special ghost viewer like this. Here's how it works. Would you please change the color of the screen? Thank you. You must only use it when the screen changes to this kind of a bluish color. Then you raise the viewer to your eyes and you look at the screen through. If you believe in ghosts, you look through the red part of the viewer. If you do not believe in ghosts, you look through the blue part. Would you please change the color again? Thank you. Now when the screen resumes its normal color, like this, remove the viewer from in front of your eyes until the next time the screen becomes blue. Oh, one more thing. If someone sits down next to you during the picture, it would be helpful if you would show him or her how the viewer should be used. And remember, if you believe in ghosts, look through the red part. If you don't believe in ghosts, look through the blue. Happy haunting. Goodbye for now. Shall we go?
Well, good morning, good afternoon. It is about almost 11:30 a.m. here in California on the West Coast. Today is July 7th, 2024. I'm Brian, and this is the Horror Experience. And we are almost ready to do the podcast, or I am, because I don't really have a partner yet. I'm looking to probably do an online collaboration with somebody who also has a horror-related channel. I've been kind of talking to a few people, and they seem like they might be interested, but then again, their schedules kind of change, and people are doing different things at different times, and and so I was kind of thinking about doing a live thing on my channel, and then maybe a live thing on their channel, and then we can kind of collaborate and help each other out. And so today I wanted to do a test, probably later on this afternoon, on a live stream, and I haven't done it before, so it's going to be a whole new experience, and it'll be fun. As you know, I cover mostly horror movies, primarily independent, but I jump around. My collection contains everything from silent movies all the way up till today, including mainstream, including independent, low budget underground, shot on video stuff, and everything in between. So with over 3,500 movies in my collection, I've got a lot of material, so why not have a channel dedicated to that? Also, I wanted to kind of change things up a little bit and include other subject matter because of my law enforcement, security, and private investigations experience. I wanted to talk about criminology, true crime, or true horror that kind of goes along with the horror theme, but dealing with actual events. So that can go in a lot of different directions. Like we were covering cults, and then yesterday I was covering another a controversial subject. If you haven't seen that one, check it out. I do about an hour talk on this subject matter that I'm not going to mention here because I don't want to have to make my channel 18 and over to talk about a movie. So or at least this particular movie. Anyway, and then we'll be talking about also paranormal activity, different subjects dealing with cryptozoology, UFOs, ghosts, whatever, unexplained phenomena. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of make things a little different than just doing horror only, because it's kind of really saturated in that category. So anyway, I don't have all the bells and whistles that everybody else has. I just basically, like right now, I'm not reading off of a script or anything. I'm just going off the top of my head, and wherever it takes me, it takes me. So I just like that. It's more personal. I feel like I'm sitting here with you and with horror fans, and rather than just making a news broadcast out of it. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about a really fun movie, and one that I loved as a, you know, I didn't grow up with it because it obviously came out before I was born, but later on in my life I saw it and really loved it. And that, of course, is 13 Ghosts from 1960. Produced and directed by William Castle, who was a really interesting character. I loved his movies, and he seemed like a really interesting guy. He oftentimes did introductions to his films to kind of explain the gag or the gimmicks that he was going to employ during the film. He wouldn't always reveal everything, but he would, just tell you that this is, be prepared for something to occur while you're watching the movie. Like in one of his early gimmicks during the film Macabre that he did back in I think it was 59. He handed out he would have like a nurse handing out these life insurance policy type things that would pay out to anybody who died during watching the film, while watching the movie, which of course nobody did, but it was just a gimmick and a collectible, kind of like this policy was really more of a kind of like a lobby card. It was more of a collectible. I really wish I could have gotten a hold of those, because I collect William Castle memorabilia that came with the movies. Although some of them didn't have lobby cards, some of them just had the gimmick. Like when he did House on Haunted Hill in 1958, he would have what they called, what was that called? See, now I gotta look it up. And I had it in my mind before I started the video, but now I've already forgotten. I'm getting old. Called Emergo. All of his gimmicks ended with the letter O. Emergo, during the House on Haunted Hill, 1958, he would have a skeleton go across the theater on a wire, which caught people off guard, obviously, so that was fun. And then the Tingler, he would have what they called Percepto, which was the vibrating theater seats, so that when the Tingler would make its appearance, the seat would vibrate and catch people off guard. I'm sure it really scared a lot of people. It's so much better to have his gimmicks with his movies than just watching the movie, obviously. The movies were silly and, they were low budget, but they were fun when the gimmicks were employed, when he actually deployed the gimmicks. Now, in 13 Ghosts, it was a little different. He handed out these ghost viewer glasses. which were used also in the movie. Now, the glasses in the movie were these glasses that were these strange looking metal glasses that this scientist had invented so that he could see the ghosts. And in 13 Ghosts, basically this guy and his family inherit this house, this mansion, from his great uncle who had passed away, who happened to be this scientist who studied ghosts, and he had collected ghosts from around the world, all of which were primarily kind of questionable ghosts. You know, they were mischievous in nature and that kind of thing. So anyway, he inherits this house, and the insurance person, who was played by Martin Milner, which obviously a lot of people remember him from Adam 12, tells him, okay, you've inherited the house, but there's no money that comes along with it, but you get the house and you get this box. He opens the box to reveal the glasses. And you also inherit the ghosts that go along with the house. And of course, you know, the guy doesn't believe him, and you know, but he does shortly. And the whole idea behind the gimmick is they handed out these red and blue glasses, and they were very similar to the blue and red 3D glasses at the time, and they were used up until they came up with the newer glasses. I still use the red and blue glasses for some of my 3D movies, like Friday the 13th 3. I still use the red and blue glasses for the one of the Final Destination films was done in 3D, and I still use the red and blue glasses for that. I have a couple of 3D movies that still use those glasses, and they're a little bit awkward, and they're kind of hard on your eyes after a while, so you have to take breaks, or at least I do, otherwise you end up with a headache. But anyway, the difference between the glasses that he was handing out in the theaters, or that were being handed out, and again, they were given to you free as, you know, part of your admittance, and they were kind of a lobby card collectible, and you would use either the red cellophane or the blue cellophane. So if you wanted to see the ghosts, you looked through the red cellophane. If you didn't want to see the ghost, then you looked through the blue. And he called it Illusiono. And so now this was a gimmick that could be employed without having any electronics or, you know, vibrating chairs, or without having to have an actual prop going through the room, but just a piece of cardboard with some blue and red cellophane that you would look through. And it makes it a lot of fun because you didn't have to look through it throughout the whole movie, just during the time that the ghosts are making appearances. And so you watch the film, and during the time the ghosts are there, you could either look through the red to see the ghosts or look through the blue, and they are virtually not there. He used this interesting idea of making the screen blue so that when you look through the blue, you can't see the ghosts. Actually, you can a little. You can see an outline a little bit. And even when you look at it with your naked eye, they're kind of hard to see, and it just looks flat. It doesn't look interesting at all. But when you look through the red, man, it comes out. And it's pretty neat. He got the idea from visiting the optometrist, William Castle, and when he was changing the lenses to adjust his glasses, he, obviously he had to look at this letter chart, and each time they changed the glasses, his vision improved and improved and improved. And he just came up with the idea of this Illusiono doing that. And so they had to experiment with, changing colors. So the basically the background of the black and white movie was blue, and then the ghosts were red. So when you look through the blue cellophane, you don't see anything there. You see the person, the actor, but you don't see the ghosts. But when you look through the red, you can see the actor and the ghosts going on and interacting. It made it a lot of fun. Now, when it came to home video, I don't know about VHS. I don't know if it ever went to VHS. It might have. I've never bothered to look it up. But I really wanted to get the first release of 13 Ghosts, which came out in 2001, the same year that the remake came out. That was done by, I believe that was done by Steve Beck. Anyway, in 2001 they came out with the very first early release of the movie, which came on a 2-sided disc. You had the black and white regular version that you could just watch without using any ghost viewers, or you had the Illusiono side where you could watch the movie using the ghost viewers. Now the problem is that the early releases went quick, and it was, and then they were selling used. And unfortunately what happened is a lot of people were losing the glasses, so you'd get the movie, but you wouldn't get the glasses. However, if you had a pair of just 3D glasses, you could look through just the blue or the red, and I don't know if that worked or not. I would imagine it did, but it was a little awkward because it was just a little square, but where these had, and I'll show you in a minute. So I went to a store who's no longer around anymore, at least not here, which was called Rasputin Records, and they sold a lot of movies. Mostly used, but some brand new. And I asked the guy there, I said, hey, do you by any chance have the original DVD release of 13 Ghosts? And he got on his computer and looked it up, and he says, yeah, I have one in the back, and it hasn't even been opened. And I thought, oh, good. And I said, it has to be the 2001 release, not the later releases. They did release this again later and had a different cover on it, but they also released it again later with the same cover, and it didn't come with the Illusiono, so unfortunately you didn't have the glasses. And then they were reselling these with the Illusiono, but the glasses were missing. So he came out and it was wrapped, and I opened it up, and the glasses were there. And these were the original glasses that were used. These were the original glasses that were used in the original release. So it even had the artwork on the glasses, kind of like Friday the 13th Part 3 did, and a few, Final Destination came out with their own. This one came with 2 pairs. It came with a smaller pair and a larger pair. So again, this was the ghost viewer glasses. So if you wanted to see the ghost, you look through the red. If you didn't, you look through the blue. Just like what he said in the video that I showed a minute ago before the video started. So I was lucky enough to find this with the glasses, so you can watch the movie the way it was intended to be watched, and it is fun. Because it works. When you look through the red, you can see the ghost. When you look through the blue, there's nothing there. It is a trip. And it's fun because it's a family type style film. Again, it's a 2-sided disc, so you can watch it either on the Illusiono, or you can watch it regular, just the black and white version where you don't need to use the glasses. But I was so happy that it came with everything. It comes with a nice little pamphlet here. It tells you about the Illusiono and a little bit of history about William. and about the movie. So, if you can find the film in its original format on DVD. Now, I don't remember if the Blu-ray came with Illusiono. I think it did, but unfortunately you needed to have glasses. Now they sell knockoff glasses online. I think eBay carries them. They're like $10 a piece, which is ridiculous. I don't know why they sell them. There's a piece of cardboard with cellophane. I mean, it's probably worth $1, if that. But because they're reproductions. These are not reproductions. It came with the DVD. So when you opened it up, it came with the glasses. And I was so happy because this is hard to find. And it is a crisp transfer. So it is a lot of fun. My wife and I watched it last night using the Illusiono glasses, and we had a blast. Now it tells you when to watch with the glasses, so you don't watch the whole movie with the glasses. You just when it prompts you, it tells you use the viewer, take the viewer away each time the ghosts make an appearance, or anytime there's some activity that you need to use the glasses, it will prompt you to let you know when to use them. So lots of fun. Now this came out in 2001, so if you can find the 2001 with the glasses, that's great. Otherwise, you don't have the glasses and you have to buy them separately. In 2001, the same year that the original came out with the glasses, came the remake. Now this was done by Steve Beck. It was updated and had gore and a lot more effects and all that. I didn't, it's more fun to watch it where you can interact with it, even though this is more of a family-oriented thing, and this is more of a, this was rated R. This had gore and everything was a lot more, probably more scary and more updated, where this was more of just a great haunted house movie, Great fun. 1960, 13 Ghosts with the glasses. What a blast this was. I had a fun time with this. I would definitely recommend it. If you can get them with the glasses, it makes it a lot more fun that way. Because then you can switch back and forth to the red to the blue and see how the ghosts just disappear. They're not there. And then when you go back to the red, they're there. It's just a trip. It was a neat little gimmick. And a lot of people thought it was stupid, but you have to have a good transfer. And this particular 2001 transfer was beautiful. It was a crisp, clean, black and white. But the transfer being so crisp, it really makes the effects of the ghosts that much more effective. And anyway, well, that's all I had today for that. 13 Ghosts from 1960, William Castle. All right, guys, I'll be back later, probably doing a live stream, so be prepared for that. All right, guys, have a good one. Later.